What do you got?
For the Wildcat kind of this year a little bit, you used it a little bit, but is there something that Mark Tyler did specifically where you felt more comfortable with him doing that?
Well, I think Mark did have really good ball skills. The Wildcat player needs to have good ball skills and football awareness because the motion's coming from him, timing things up. It's something that we had done more in preseason with Silas, but he's been banged up at times throughout the year, and so we really hadn't gone to it, and we did a little bit with Kiffin. So it's just as much. It's almost as important to have it on film as it is to it's obviously more professional.
Does it still hope so on Silas? Is that his stance?
Still what?
Does it still hope so?
Yes, hope so.
The young fullbacks in basketball, is there something that you can do to kind of compensate for that if they're not performing so well right now on their team?
Yeah, you need the tailbacks to help with it. Touchdowns out. Both our fullbacks obviously are freshmen. Struggle at times. They also come along really well. Both are good players here.
What haven't you seen in something? What did you see happen?
Well, I think first off, before last year, the drops were critical drops. He's missing blocks, but he's a freshman. He's playing great on special teams. We got to get him to play on offense like he does on special teams. He plays really fast on special teams. He's a very talented player. Just got to get him. Fullback's not an easy position. Guys play field nicely when he comes in. Things move in front of him. So we've got to keep getting better.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
No, we got to do the best thing for us right now, and that's playing in our corner. And when the spring comes, next fall, we'll figure it out. I have no idea right now. Whether he'll stay there or not.
Hayes was a part of your first recruiting class here. People from this high school kind of traditionally go to UCLA. You kind of broke the norm, so to speak. What do you remember about that process?
Just that, we were in the recruiting process. We just gotten here, and we're just trying to catch up and, just develop a good relationship with his mom. Mom has done a great job raising him, especially over the last couple years after a tragedy in the family. And it really didn't have to do with what school he was at. There were two really good players there, and both of them were coming here for a while.
Was that something that you took into consideration or thought about at all, knowing that UCLA kind of had those ties with Crenshaw?
No, not really. We go on the evaluation of players, and then the three guys in 2 years, that we recruited there, felt we're all good players, and three of them are starting in our conference.
Lane, if your crystal ball is working perfectly, do you perceive this game to be more of a shootout or more similar to last week's game?
Yeah, I have no idea. I never know that. You think as a head coach, you know that going into games. And a lot of times it goes the other way. You just don't know how the games are going to go, how quarterbacks are going to play, how the rush matchups are going to work. So I got no idea.
Do you have a preference?
No, I prefer to win whatever number that is.
As far as recruiting goes, how much effect on recruiting does this game have in the LA area?
I don't think it has a major impact. We always get asked that every year. I think it just goes into the whatever that formula is of a kid making a decision. It's just a small thing. There's so many other things. That one game doesn't matter. Just like when teams are having a rough season or teams are having a great season, they don't all of a sudden sign all the players because you're winning all the games the other way around. A lot of times when teams struggle, kids see, we assume kids go to the teams, that are always ranked at the top. It doesn't always happen because sometimes when teams are struggling, kids see, I can go there and play earlier, they have more of a need for them.
Lane, with UCLA obviously turning things around, how much more does this game mean when it has national attention? Obviously once had and kind of commanded attention across the nation.
Yeah, I think it's great for it to be where it's at. To be playing for the conference championship and the South championship, and both teams nationally ranked. That's the way it should be, and I think it's been that way for a long time.
One of the things we hear you say pretty often is, after every week, it's about looking inward. It's about what we're doing. That's obviously something that came from Coach Carroll beforehand. Do you adopt that to the extent of focusing? I mean, he was very much focusing inward more so than outward at times. Do you do that to the same extent, or you kind of integrate your own way of viewing that philosophy?
No, we do that. We just believe that when you focus too much on the game itself or the stadium you're playing in or where teams are ranked or who the opponent is the next week, it has nothing to do with doing really well today in 7-on-7 or team run or in one-on-ones. So we just always try to keep our guys focused on the day that we're on and the period that we're in.
How much of a challenge does that become in a game like this where so many guys are playing people they know across town?
This is always the most challenging game on our schedule because of that, because of all the relationships. The families knowing each other, the kids knowing each other. So this is always the hardest week, a lot harder than next week.
Does that also work a beneficial way because they kind of bring themselves to a place where you kind of want them to be, but you don't have to do that?
Well, I think that the one benefit would be I don't think you ever have to worry about either team being excited for the game, players being motivated, coming out flat at it. Maybe that's never the case.
Maybe focus on slowing down Jonathan Franklin, obviously.
Yeah, he's the key. That once you stop him, you make a quarterback play in a pass game as a freshman. So we've got to do a great job wrapping him up and tackling him. So
For this team and the expectations that you had obviously coming in, how much does it win Saturday sort of set things right, so to speak?
Well, I don't know that it does. We still have more losses than we would have thought, where our expectations were, but you can't go back and control the pass. It's over with. Football's a very emotional sport, and every week changes. Just like the fan, when you win, you did everything right. When you lose, you didn't. That's how it is. So a win versus a crosstown rivalry always is a good thing for your title.
Is there redemption value that has kind of taken over this season because of those losses, especially pointing to this game? I have an opportunity to still have a field major real well.
Well, I think we're fortunate, that to have the conference losses that we do and still be able to be in this hunt. We're fortunate to be in the South. Thanks.